Well, I got to tell you guys, the Washington, D.C. establishment is absolutely pissed. Both rhinos and Democrats are upset with Tucker Carlson and his releasal of January 6 footage. How dare he expose truth? Well, now, with that outrage that has since ensued, I've got a question that I want to ask you. And the question is this: did Fox News end up shutting Tucker Carlson's January 6 footage down? Because here's what we do know. On Monday, Tucker Carlson released one of his most bombshell video reports regarding January 6th, and he said that he was going to do more of that on Tuesday. Well, lo and behold, Tuesday's footage contained not any of the January 6 footage. And then, of course, on Wednesday, we didn't have none of it either. But either way, was he told not to air any more of that footage? And this is a question that I really want to hone in on today's broadcast. And not only that, but you guys are going to be literally outraged about a judge who made a really vile, and I mean vile and tyrannical ruling regarding this new J6 footage. But before I get into it, I want to remind you, get to restrictedrepublic.com. If you're not there, now is absolutely the time to do that. We put exclusive video footage on there, 5 new videos a week, and all the video content that we put here on YouTube is there without a single ad. Right now, the great news is you can get it for a massively discounted price. Get it for $48 a year. That's $4 a month. Use the coupon code 48, the number 48. Just write 48 in the annual coupon code. And by the way, we're only funded by you. If you don't support us over there, one day we could be cut off from the Mongols here at YouTube. So please get to Restricted Republic because we are people-powered news. All right, so let's dive into what on earth is going on. And again, here's the thing. I'm not the only one asking the question about, was Tucker Carlson shut down by Fox News? In fact, Gateway Pundit is asking the same thing. Take a look at this article here. Did Murdoch shut Tucker down? Rumblings that Tucker changed his show plan after threats and pressure from the regime. It goes on. The U.S. Senate leaders Chuck Schumer and Mitch McConnell jumped into action. They could not allow their narratives to be disrupted. Schumer went to the Senate floor and threatened Tucker Carlson and Fox News for daring to show video evidence that was unedited, by the way, from that day. Mitch McConnell sided with Schumer against the American people. Tuesday's night show was tampered down. Tucker Carlson did not release any explosive video. His interview with a Capitol Hill police officer was interesting, but subdued. There were no big reveals on the show last night. So one really has to ask, what happened? Is Tucker Carlson releasing any more of the J6 footage? Because I'm sure those 40,000 some odd hours that he's been going through has some pretty interesting stuff that the American people need to know about. But instead of airing any more footage from J6, he opted to interview a Capitol Hill police officer, which, by the way, was a very interesting interview because the Capitol Hill police revealed that they really didn't send any more backup or help him in any way, shape, or form. He was calling for backup assistance, and none of that got taken care of. So again, one has to ask the question to Tucker Carlson. Are they allowing you to air more footage? And will you share more of that footage and not be silenced by the regime? And I think that's something that we all need to keep in prayer, because the truth of the matter is the DC is in full panic mode. They could be threatening him with his job. They could be threatening him with his career. God only knows. But I think this is something that we should absolutely dig into, especially considering this little fact. This is on Gateway Pundit as well. Tucker Carlson scored huge ratings revealed. J6 footage had 6 times more viewers than CNN. If the viewers were wanting to see that information, then why then can we not see more? And you know what's interesting too? I'm just going to throw this out there as a side before I get into the judge ruling, is some of the people, Democrats who were in the January 6th committee, are coming out saying, well, you know, we didn't have access to the J6 footage, but our people who work underneath us, our administrators had access to that, which is just a bunch of BS. Because Marjorie Taylor Greene came out and said, yeah, we had access. All we had to do is schedule it with the speaker's office, and we can go in and see the footage. So now they've got some lame excuse saying somehow the experts on the J6, supposed experts on the J6 with the J6 committee, didn't have access to the footage. Wait now, doesn't seem real accurate. Now, does it? Just kind of adding that little tidbit. But on top of it all, I'm about to show you a rather tyrannical ruling by a judge regarding this J6 footage. Take a look at this Fox News report here. Judge denies January 6 defendant's trial delay sought after McCarthy's release of Capitol riot footage, according to a report. Sarah Carpenter wants J6 trial delayed in bid to review McCarthy's cache of Capitol riot footage. The article goes on to state, a judge denied a request from a J6 defendant to push back the start of her trial to allow time to review about 44,000 hours of Capitol riot footage from House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. Now I'm going to hit the pause button. I see nothing wrong with that request. If our justice system is a real justice system, then they would allow the time considering new information has surfaced. However, that wasn't the case. The article goes on to state this. It says, U.S. District Court Judge James Bosberg acknowledged that the ask from defendant Sarah Carpenter is certainly not a frivolous request by any means, but said the defense failed to clarify why any additional footage would be exculpatory. Politico reported. Carpenter, a retired NYPD officer, is facing 2 felony charges over the Capitol riot. Bosberg, who is soon to become Washington, D.C.'s chief district court judge, also argued that delaying trials for Carpenters and other J6 defendants to allow time to review the Capitol and police surveillance footage from McCarthy's office could derail dozens of trials that are set in the next few weeks. Now, that is the most disturbing statement that I have read in all of that, because it's possible that a lot of these trials could be derailed because of the footage. Is this justice or is this not justice? In my opinion, that's not justice. Saying someone who is on trial for something, saying, oh, we can't allow you to access or go through that footage anymore, so thereby we're going forward and you don't get one iota. And we already know that people like Jacob Chansley, the Q shaman, is in jail unrightly for 4 years, long jail time for being escorted around by police officers. I mean, that seems like a pretty severe, harsh trial. So therefore, or a harsh punishment, excuse me. That's very harsh. The crime doesn't match the punishment, right? The punishment doesn't match the crime. And this is the case that we're seeing in a lot of people with January 6th and those who were involved in January 6th. Meanwhile, the Black Lives Matter and Antifa members get a slap on the hand, stay the night in jail, get released, get bailed out, and get little to no punishment compared to those on J6. And by the way, those Antifa members have attacked Supreme Court buildings in the whole 9 yards. But hey, just ignore all of that, right? I don't know. This gets me so mad. I want to stay involved in what's going on with this entire thing. I've been really focusing on this, on Restricted Republic. So get there, check out the news, support what we do as well. But anyhow, I love all of you. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.